Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, Thursday morning, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. What's a good woman? Let's try to figure it out. I've had people tell me you got to find yourself a good woman. What you need is a good woman. You need a really good woman. What the heck is that? I've dated a bunch of go nowhere, do nothing, dingbat whores. I know what those are. I can find those. I'm a magnet to that. I'm like a big pile of shit with flies circling around me. But as I've worked on myself, and that's step number one, let's jump right into it. You want to find a good woman, you better become a good man. Step number one, work on yourself. Men who don't go within will go without. You'll go without love. You don't go within and figure your shit out, you'll go without love for a long damn time. Trust me, I know. And when you go within and work out all your wrinkles, smooth out all those wrinkles in your life, become a really good dude, good women will notice you. You'll become, you'll be less invisible. Some guys are invisible. I know what it's like to be invisible. A real good woman will look right past you because she knows that you're not really her type. You're not a good guy. And you may think you are. A lot of guys go around telling people, telling the world, telling themselves in the mirror, I'm a really good guy. Are you though? Work on that shit. That's step one. Mind, body, and soul. If anybody needs help with becoming a good guy, contact me. I always put my website below. You can find me on social media. Just search my name, send me a friend's request and a message. But how do you find a good woman? What is a good woman? A good woman loves God. To find a woman who worships God, she doesn't have to worship you. That's high school shit. Oh, that's fun when you're 15, 14, and that little girl from 9th grade worships you. That's annoying when you're 38, 48, 58. I need a woman who loves God and who worships God. She doesn't worship me. Don't idolize me. Don't make a statue of me. I'm not your God. There's only one God. And that's the type of woman that you can trust to leave your kids with if you choose to have a family. That's the type of woman that you can trust is not going to go fuck all your buddies because she's a spiritual religious woman who follows the preachings and teachings of God. Now, I think this is important. You may not think it's as important. Now, there's degrees of this, but I think it's important to find a woman who's feminine. I dated a woman who was a UFC fighter, professional fighter. She was very feminine around me. She wasn't so feminine when she was in the ring fighting. I didn't like to watch her fight. But a woman should have more femininity than masculinity. Just like a man should have, you have a yin and a yang, you have a masculine and a feminine side, but you should have more masculinity than femininity. For a man, it should be, 80-20, that kind of thing. So a woman should be mostly feminine and be able to openly express that comfortably and to feel good being a girl. Get a girly girl. One who has to call you to kill a spider and that kind of stuff. How do you find a good woman? You got to know what one is. What's a good woman? A woman who's loving and caring. I've dated some cold-hearted bitches. Oh man, I can tell you stories. You got to find a woman who's loving and caring. And that's going to be a good mother, a woman who's going to raise your kids. Someone who can take care of you when you're sick. Nothing worse than people close to you that treat you like shit when you're sick. If you want to find a good woman, find a woman who's healthy. Find a woman who's living some aspects of the mind, body, and soul lifestyle. Now you are too. You should be too. You should be living it too. And you'll notice, wow, you know, I eat well. I study spirituality. I work out. I'm doing some basic things towards my program, towards the betterment of self. It would be nice if my woman, the person that I'm connected with, that I walk this path with, was doing some of that also. It's annoying when I'm going to the gym 5-6 days a week and I don't want to. Inside, in my head, I'm just as lazy as anybody else. And I go to the gym and she's not. She's just eating cookies, getting fatter and fatter. If you want to find a good woman, find a woman who's emotionally stable. Now, some of you laugh at that. I know I do when I say it, because I've dated nothing but crazy women and it feels like they're all crazy. There's no such thing as an emotionally stable woman, but there is. There absolutely is. And if you're like me, where all you've dated is crazy women, it means that you're crazy. Oh, yes, you are, and you need to work on yourself. And as soon as you start changing who you are and become a better version of yourself, those crazy chicks won't want you. They won't have nothing to do with you. They will literally tell you, you're too good for me. You could be like, hey, I like you. And they'll say, no, you're too good for me. I'm crazy. I've had that happen to me before. And when a chick tells you that, you got to listen to her. You know, find yourself an emotionally stable woman. You may need to learn what that looks like. You may not be emotionally stable. You may need to learn how to be emotionally stable. This stuff is reciprocal. You don't get these things without doing it. Let's go to the last one. Let's just go back to where we just were a minute ago with health. You want some hot chick and she's banging, her body's banging. Oh man, it's all there. It looks all tight, looks right. And you don't do nothing. You don't do push-ups. You don't work out. You don't do nothing. Fuck you. You bum. You don't deserve nothing. So it goes the same way with emotional stability. And then finally on my list, we could go down this, we could keep brainstorming with this and add another 7 or 8 things. I'm sure you guys have stuff on your list too. Think about your list of what a good woman is. I like a woman who has the capacity to do wife stuff and mother stuff. So she can take care of kids if we have kids, and she can cook and she can clean and she can change diapers and she can do that and like to do that, have no problem doing that. She's not going to complain to me if I'm out working 16 hours a day and I come home tired. She's not going to come and bitch and moan to me. No, she's on it. We have our roles and she's on it. She can do that. I've met women who couldn't even boil water. They couldn't even follow a fucking directions on the back of a box of macaroni and cheese. And it's like, I mean, it literally has like 2 or 3 steps and it says it right there in plain English. And you have a fucking high school degree. How come you can't make this shit? I've been making this shit since I was 10 years old. Find a woman who can do some domestic stuff, who can take care of you a little bit. Think about what a good woman is. It helps to know. For you hunters out there, you know what this is about. You have to become an expert in what you're going after. If you want to know about deer, I'm not going to go ask a biologist or whatever. I'm going to go ask a hunter, a deer hunter. A deer hunter knows all about deer. If I want to know about waves, I live at the beach. I don't ask an oceanographer. I'll ask a surfer. Surfers know all about waves. So think about what you're going after. Food for thought.